Hey everybody, welcome back to part 5. We're putting this old 46 back on the road. Last time we got the license plate Frenched in. We got our roll pan modified and put in. We got the fenders mocked up to where I think they need to be. I don't think we're going to have to cut our running boards down if we stay at 1.5 inches on the back of the fender. We also need to get this gas tank out in preparation for when our front arrives. And let's not forget about our dash. This week, what I think we're going to do is we're still waiting on the box front. We can't do much with the front of the box yet. So we do have to do some door repair. As you can see, we need to put a new patch panel in here. We're going to get both doors off the vehicle today. Whether I have to drill the clutch heads out or not, we're going to get them off today. Here we are about an hour later. I had to do the very thing I didn't want to do. I had to end up drilling these clutch heads out. Tried heat, tried to grind the back off, tried everything. Penetrating oil, wouldn't do it. So we ended up having to drill these out. It took me an hour to do 3 of them. We still got 2 more to do on this one up here, and these are the worst ones because these are behind this panel. So I don't know what we're going to do about these. Can't get this panel off because these screws, of course, are frozen too. So we'll probably have to get this panel off first, and then we'll be able to get to these clutch heads. Well, there it is. Only took about an hour and a half to get 5 screws out. Not bad. Let's see if we can get the door off now. Well, believe it or not, it took me about 2 hours to get this door off. You can believe that, and we're only halfway. We still got all these clutch heads to get out so we can get them hinges off. And the next step is to get the glass and the window mechanism out so we can start to working on that rotted piece on the bottom. Certainly didn't expect to spend half a day working on the door, but got a little damage repair to do there because I had to grind those out. Get the door mech out, glass out, trim from around the top out, the wasper nest in there. But yeah, now we can go ahead and repair this. We got to cut out, put a new piece in there. Then we'll start cutting on that bottom of that door and get a new piece of metal in there. Wire wheel the whole thing and yeah, get it ready for body work. So that's a half a day right there. Didn't plan on spending it on a door, but like I said, that's the way it goes. What's going on, everybody? It's been a few days since we had a chance to work on this old truck. Remember the last time we got the driver's door off? We got all the mechanism out of there. We got it ready to have the bottom repaired on it, and the support bracket needs to be repaired. Also, in the meanwhile, our box front came in, so we'll get the cutting on that to make it fit on the front of our box. Okay, we got our box front mocked up somewhere where I think it should be. As you can see, it should be lowered a little bit so that this lines up. We're gonna have to cut this probably an inch lower than what you see here. Drill holes in it so we can spot weld it to this brace right here. So this tube will fit inside there, so this will actually sit back in farther. So we're going to get the cutting on this, see if we can make it work. All right, so we got our piece cut. I got it clamped in there. You can see kind of what we're going for here. I got it pretty much squared. She's square that way. Same thing here. She's pretty much square. She's square there. Square against the rail. So again, I say we'll probably have to cut some metal just to make this a corner somehow. We also have to continue this on. I want to continue this on with the 1-inch round stock all the way around so that we have that look around the entire box. What I want to do now is just tack weld this, try a fit, and see how close we are to the actual cab. I mean, if we've got like quarter, half an inch, I think I can live with that. There's enough movement there. But yeah, I think that's the next step. We'll get this thing tacked in. She's got about 1/4 of an inch of play in there. Y'all can see that. I think that's going to be good. We're going to call that a win. I'm going to go ahead and burn this in. Now we're going to get started down the bottom of this. You can see we need to do quite a bit of work down there. So we got our box front all tacked in, set in place. Started working on this corner to shore this up. I got it. I drilled it out. I got it in there with an L bracket. You can see I got this heavy duty L bracket. I think what we're going to do is I was going to weld it in, but I want to make this removable. This might be the way to go, so we can just we'll leave these bolts in, or we can take these bolts out, weld these to the bracket, and just put a bolt into the frame. Cut that bracket off, of course, and just re-drill a center hole and just bolt it. So if we ever needed to take the box off, we can actually just unbolt that and lift the box right off. So I think that's probably the way we're going to go with this. We got the short up. Tomorrow we'll get back out here, get to this other corner. I think that's going to be it for today. We're back at it tomorrow. All right, back out here again. See if we can't tackle this side today. Get that done. Well guys, I promised you the spray out, and there it is. I think it laid out really nice. That is your cobalt blue metallic. It's hard to mix up just enough to do like the dash, so I had some extra. I got the steering column prepped, and I had the front splash guard prepped. I just want to say, I don't get paid for any kind of advertising, but I will say this company that I get this paint from, really happy with the product. I use their hot rod flat on the 58 Apache. Laid out really nice, covered really well. This is the first time I've used the gloss, and I think it looks super great. And I'm really happy with the way it laid out. Wanted to get you guys out in the sunlight to see how this cobalt blue really looks. The metallic looks really, really nice on it. Turned out really well. I'm really digging the color. Hope you guys like it too. Alright guys, let's do a little recap of the week. Spent the better part of a day getting that driver's door off and torn down. I just didn't have it in me to do the passenger side. We got our aftermarket box front fitted, cut, tack welded in. I got to finish fully welding it all, but it's in place. We got the bottom of our box all shored up now. It's all nice and solid. We got it fitted exactly where we want it. We got a nice gap going on in there. I think it's going to work out really well. We got a lot more body work in the future. We got all those fenders to work out and get them sprayed. As you see, I don't have a paint booth. This is what I have, so we're going to have to spray this thing in pieces. I know that's not the way you're supposed to do it, but I have a limited amount of space, and I think it'll work out fine that way. So we'll get to going on some body work here pretty soon. So maybe next week, it's possible that we could be pulling this engine out and get to working on it. She's going to get new rod bearings, new rear seal, maybe some new lifters. I don't know yet. We'll see when we dig into it, but that's coming up either next week or the week after. We'll get that done. I guess that's going to do it for this week. Hope you tune in next week. Take it easy, man.